Let me guess what your day looks like. The alarm goes off, you check your phone before you even get out of bed. Maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's emails, maybe it's just the news. You absorb a little bit of stress before your feet even hit the floor. You go to work, maybe you commute for 45 minutes, or maybe you just walk 5 steps to your laptop in the living room. You grind, you answer Slack messages, you produce value. You are productive. Then you clock out. You come home, you're too tired to do anything real, so you turn on Netflix, or you scroll TikTok, or you play a video game until your eyes burn. You eat, you sleep, and then you do it again. If you're lucky, maybe you see friends on the weekend, but that requires planning, scheduling, group chats, and energy you don't have. So mostly, you just stay in the loop. You aren't necessarily sad. You might have a good job, you might have a partner, but there's a hollow feeling in your chest, a quiet hum of loneliness that you can't quite explain. You feel this way because you have lost something vital, something your grandfather had, but you don't. You have lost the third place. Sociologist Ray Oldenburg coined the term the third place. Your first place is your home. It's where you sleep and retreat. It is private. Your second place is your work. It's where you earn money. It is structured and competitive. But for most of human history, we had a third place. This is a physical place where you go simply to be, a place where you are not a boss, not an employee, not a husband, not a father. You are just a regular. Think of the old English pub, the French cafe, the barber shop, the bowling league, the local arcade. These were places where conversation was the main event. You didn't need an appointment. You didn't need to spend $50 just to sit down. You walked in and people knew your name. You were part of a community, not because you tried to be, but because you just showed up. But look around you now. In modern America, the third place is dead. So who killed it? First, suburbanization. We built cities designed for cars, not people. You can't walk to a local pub. You have to drive 15 minutes to a strip mall. And you can't drink because you have to drive back, so you just stay home. Second, monetization. Have you noticed that you can't exist in public anymore without spending money? Coffee shops used to be for talking. Now walk into any Starbucks. What do you see? Everyone has headphones on. Everyone is working. It's not a third place anymore. It's just a second place with better coffee. It's a remote office. Third, and most importantly, the illusion. We tricked ourselves into thinking that Discord servers, Instagram comments, and group chats are third places. They are not. Digital connection is efficient, sure, but it lacks the biological necessity of physical presence. You cannot read micro-expressions over text. You cannot feel a hand on your shoulder over Zoom. We traded community for connectivity, and the trade was a scam. This loss hits everyone, but it is destroying men specifically. Psychology tells us that men and women socialize differently. Generally speaking, women bond face-to-face through direct emotional conversation. Men bond shoulder to shoulder. Men build intimacy through shared activity. We don't usually call our buddy and say, "Hey man, I'm feeling really empty today. Let's talk." That feels vulnerable and weird. Instead, we say, "Hey, want to watch the game?" Or "Want to hop on Xbox?" The third place, the pool hall, the gym, the park, provided the activity that allowed the bonding to happen naturally. Without the third place, men are left without the mechanism to make friends. So once a man leaves college, his social circle starts shrinking. He focuses on his career and his family. If he gets divorced or loses his job, he suddenly realizes he has no one. He is completely isolated. He isn't just lonely, he is socially malnourished. There's a psychological concept called weak ties. Your wife or best friend is a strong tie, but the guy at the gym who nods at you, the barista who knows your order, the neighbor you wave to, these are weak ties. Psychologists have found that weak ties are essential for mental health. They make you feel like you are part of the fabric of society. They confirm that you exist. When you lose the third place, you lose these weak ties. You become a ghost. You move through the world unseen, transaction to transaction. You swipe your card, you get your product, you leave. No humanity involved. This creates a state of hypervigilance and anxiety. Your brain thinks you're exiled from the tribe, and to a tribal brain, exile means death. So what do? We can't rebuild 1980s society overnight, but you can reclaim your own life. The solution is to stop scheduling friendship and start finding a third place. But here's the rule. It must be consistent and it must be low stakes. Find a spot. It could be a local coffee shop, a climbing gym, a church, or a park. Be a regular. Go there at the same time every week. Even if you don't talk to anyone at first, just be seen. Put the phone away. This is the hardest part. When you are there, do not look at your screen. Look at the world. It will feel awkward at first. You will feel exposed, but slowly the weak ties will form. You will become a familiar face, and one day someone will say, "Hey, haven't seen you in a while." And in that moment, you will realize you aren't just a machine in the loop of home, work, sleep. You are a human being, and you are not alone. If you are watching this from your first place right now, maybe it's time to go outside.